Hey everybody, welcome back to Carnivore Quest.
Hey guys.
What's up? Glad to see y'all. Cassie and I wanted to sit down and record this video a few days ago, but unfortunately she was out of town visiting her dad, and that went really well, right?
Fortunately, it went really well.
Dr. Boz put out a video about 5 days ago regarding how much maltodextrin is in LMNT. Cassie and I wanted to address this and give you our thoughts immediately, but she was out of town, just picked her up at the airport. So we really wanted to, talk about this and, give our thoughts on the whole situation. Turned out to actually be a blessing that Cassie was out of town, because initially we were going to react to Dr. Boz's original video. But one of our fellow YouTubers, Indigo Nilli, put out a great video regarding this subject. We first came across Nilli's channel about 3 years ago when we got our Instapot, looking up recipes.
Oh, she has a library of amazing recipes. Definitely check her channel out.
For sure. She's a mother of 5. She does a lot of vlogging, and she lives, ketovore lifestyle. And she's just really down to earth. You guys like our channel, you'll definitely relate to hers. But she puts out a great response video to this situation. So I'm almost glad we were delayed getting this out, because we want to react to her video and give you our thoughts on it. So let's check it out.
If you are in the keto carnivore alternative health space, you might have seen the drama going on about LMNT. I'm not going to rehash all of the details, because I assume that if you are watching this video, you probably already know about the details, hence why you clicked on the video. But I do want to say right up front, be open and honest. And if you've followed my channel for any length of time, you know LMNT has been a sponsor of my channel for the last couple of years. I have been using LMNT. My family has been using LMNT for all of that time, and I have shared and promoted LMNT a lot, and I do get compensated for that. Now, I know that for some people, just the fact that I make money promoting LMNT would be enough for them not to trust or listen to anything I have to say on the subject, and I totally respect that. So if you are in that camp, feel free to disregard anything I say. And if you are in the camp of thinking that I would say anything to make money, I really would hope that you wouldn't be wasting your time following my channel.
Nilli couldn't have said it better right there. She definitely took the words out of our mouth.
Absolutely.
Right? If you guys have been following our journey, you know me and Cassie. For those of you who've been following our channel for a long time, you know what a big deal it was when we first got sponsored by LMNT. At the time, you had people like Laura Spath, Nisha Berry, Lily Kane, all sponsored by LMNT. So it was a big deal for us. And we had put a video out responding to a couple really negative comments that we got after our first sponsored video. And I think it was titled responding to the idiot that pissed me off. Educating the idiot that pissed me off. That's what it was. I'm going to put that video at the end card. If you guys haven't seen that, we break down, all of our income from YouTube and highlight all the work we put into our channel. And we also talk about how many sponsorships we were offered and the vetting process, because Cassie and I were very picky. We had a ton of sponsorships come in and we did not take them. You remember, money was really tight then.
Oh yeah.
And we passed.
Still is.
Yeah. And we passed on a lot of them. But we tried LMNT for a month and a half, and it was just a perfect fit for us. So, and definitely check out that video at the end. If you haven't seen it, it's a good one. You'll like it.
So the very basic details of this controversy is that a while back, LMNT disclosed that according to their natural flavors manufacturer, that there were about 4 milligrams of maltodextrin per stick pack of LMNT. And that, made the rounds and made some people very upset, and other people said, no big deal. I was one of the ones that said no big deal. Well, it turns out that LMNT, they actually did the work to get their product third-party tested, and they found out that the information they received from their natural flavor manufacturer was inaccurate, and that each stick pack had more like 250 to 550 milligrams of maltodextrin in it, which is a lot more than 4 milligrams. To put it in perspective, it's about 1/4 to 1/2 of a carb's worth of maltodextrin per pack. And when LMNT found out that information, they did share it on their blog. So I, for one, am very happy that there's the transparency now, because I know that people are dealing with different health issues, and to know what's in your food and your drinks that you consume is super important.
I will share that link to that blog that Element put out down below in the comments. And I'll also share the link to Nilli's channel. But in Dr. Boz's video, she left out the fact, or maybe she didn't know, that Element actually put in the effort to hire a third party to test their product, which I think is highly commendable. And if she's going to do a hit piece video like that, I think she should have mentioned that. But anyway, back to Nilli.
This issue of labeling and transparency in products is definitely exposing some issues in the industry standard. So for those of you that don't know, there are natural flavoring companies, and that is where Element and other companies get their natural flavorings. Element doesn't make the natural flavorings themselves, and these companies guard their recipes. They are proprietary, so companies oftentimes don't actually know what is all in their own product, which I find to be crazy. And I hope that that's something that can change. And hopefully the stuff that is coming out now will help make those changes. So there are lots of powdered products on the market and lots of specifically keto or carnivore friendly powdered products on the market. And a lot of them, if not most of them, have natural flavors listed on the ingredients. And if that specific product isn't shouting from the rooftops that they don't have maltodextrin in the natural flavors, you can assume that they probably do. So if you have any keto or any kinds of powdered products in your pantry right now, like check the label and see if it has that natural flavors ingredient in there. And because powdered products need something to take the liquid and turn it into a powder, maltodextrin is a very common industry standard ingredient to use to make those liquids powder friendly, so you can actually pour. They don't clump up. You can't just take a liquid and add it to a powder and have it not be an issue. So if you are concerned about Element having any amount of maltodextrin in it, be aware that many other companies, powdered products also have it, probably more than not. Redmond Relight is one that puts on their website that their flavored Relight products do contain, they say, trace amounts of non-GMO maltodextrin. They don't have a specific number that they put on it. Element went above and beyond and tried to get an exact number, even going to the point of third-party testing their product to get an exact milligram amount. But most companies either don't say anything about it or just say trace. And like I said, a lot of these companies aren't even aware that maltodextrin is in their own product. So while I am not a fan of maltodextrin and I think there could be better options available, I think Element is being unfairly treated in the situation, as if they were dumping maltodextrin into their product and then trying to keep it a secret. They were the ones that third-party tested their product and put the information on their blog. And at this point, they are working with a lawyer and a supply chain expert to see what they can do moving forward, because they were given false information by their natural flavor company. So like I said, I'm hopeful that all of this hullabaloo will lead to good things moving forward, maybe some changing of the industry standard. And I do have to give big kudos to Keto Chow on this front. They have shown that you can be a trailblazer and you can stomp your feet and you can make changes. And I am hopeful that other companies like Element will follow in their footsteps and, stomp their feet in the same way. And hopefully there can be some bigger change in the industry.
Yeah, there definitely needs to be a change for the FDA and everything.
Well, that's where it starts.
Right.
That's the start at the top.
And Nilli's right, a lot of good might come out of this. So, start stomping your feet, Element, right?
And, there's one thing that hasn't been brought up, and that is trade secret. That's a law. So I recommend y'all looking that up too. I'm not going to educate you on that, but I'm going to let you do your own research when it comes to trade secret.
Yeah.
It's everywhere.
It's pretty amazing that the people who make the artificial or natural flavors don't reveal to the company they're giving it to what's in it.
Well, even Dr. Boz had said that she had to basically spend multiple days
at a factory
and butter them up in order to get her ingredients list.
For her products.
They weren't going to give it to her. There's a lot to be said about the FDA and what's allowed and what happens behind closed doors.
So as it stands right now, I am personally not concerned about the 1/4 to 1/2 of a carb coming from maltodextrin in the element that I consume. My health is at a place where I don't have to worry about those tiny, tiny amounts of less ideal things. But I do know that other people have different health issues. And like I said at the beginning, I'm really happy that the transparency is there now so everyone can make a decision about what's right for their own body. And I do want to remind everybody that LMNT has always had a 100% no questions asked money back guarantee. So if you ever were to try the product and find that it did spike your blood sugar or you had some kind of a reaction that you weren't expecting, they do offer that refund. I have tested LMNT while wearing a CGM many, many times, and I've never had any issue whatsoever.
I also have checked my blood sugar. You guys know I've done a lot of fasting, and LMNT's never spiked my blood sugar. Now, that could be a little different than your insulin, but a lot of our folks in our community do worry about their insulin, their blood sugar, and you guys got to maybe rethink LMNT. But I mean, our results, I slipped recently. Cassie's almost lost 100 pounds.
Drinking LMNT
the entire time. Actually, when we started using LMNT is when Cassie finally got her footing and she started losing the weight and keeping it off because it added a new dimension to our diet that she loved.
It gave me, I guess, hope. I can still have flavor. I can still have enjoyment. It doesn't have to be beef, salt, and water, because that for me, it just wasn't working. But the LMNT, not to mention all the recipes that I've come up with. And speaking of recipes, on their website, LMNT gives you 3 or 4 different recipes on how to make their electrolytes. So not only would it be a fraction of the cost, there's nothing in there that you don't want. So definitely check that out. That's free, and make it yourself if you like.
And Nilli mentioned the money back guarantee. LMNT, that's one of the things we vetted. We actually tested their customer service when they first reached out to us. It's phenomenal, you guys. We've had so many people, our subscribers, who have bought LMNT and they didn't realize it had stevia in it. They actually called LMNT, got a full refund, and they were told to give the product to their friends. And a few days later in the mail, they received some LMNT raw unflavored, which has no stevia, no maltodextrin. It's got, nothing. It's just electrolytes. Mm-hmm. And, they have that option. And also their sparkling waters have no maltodextrin.
That's right.
So just want to let you guys know that. Cassie and I were in the customer service industry for many, many years. Really important to us. It's probably one of the most important things to us when it comes to a company is how they treat their customers. So, definitely a huge plus for LMNT. I think they're an industry leader on that.
So I personally will continue to use it. My family uses it as well. I will also continue to promote it because I think it is a really good option for a lot of people. For me, the benefits have way outweighed any negative that might be possible. And while doing that, I will also hope that, like I said, the industry standard will continue to change and transparency will become more of a norm, and that we all can be better informed about what is in the food we eat. So while I choose to continue to use LMNT's products, I totally respect those that don't. I love that we live in a country where we get to decide what we put in our own bodies, but I am saddened by the vitriol I have seen in the community against LMNT. Let's keep in mind that LMNT is 1,000% better than the dye and high fructose corn syrup laden electrolyte drinks that are what most Americans are drinking these days. And as the alternative health community, I wish that we would lift each other up and help each other to be better rather than tearing each other down when something less than perfect is revealed. I think this kind of trashing and vitriol inside the alternative health space actually moves the needle in the wrong direction as far as the health of America and the Western world. We have so much that we can unite behind as a common goal that really we should all be on the same team. Last thing I'll mention real quick, those of you that are taking LMNT that you have already into the trash, please consider donating it to a food bank. There are lots of people who can't afford to eat perfectly, and an electrolyte supplement like LMNT, even with the small amount of maltodextrin, could be a really big benefit to those people.
We love what Nilli said right there about if you're not going to use it anymore, donate it to a food bank.
Absolutely.
You know? Yeah, when I was at the Overcomers, you guys know I was there for months and months getting sober 10 years ago. All of our food was donated.
Garbage food.
Garbage food. So
way past the expiration date.
Anything healthy, that you donate to a food bank is definitely appreciated by those receiving it. So there you go, guys. We wanted to get this out to you as soon as we could. For those of you who are worried and concerned about LMNT. When Cassie and I started the channel, we wanted to keep her away from sugar, keep her cancer in remission, and of course, lose weight. We were very obese and very unhealthy. So we've never had to deal with insulin resistance as far as I know.
Yeah, no insulin resistance, no diabetes, none of that. I mean, now I do have hypothyroidism. And of course, I had the cancer. So there are those health issues. And I've not had any issues. I've not felt terrible. In fact, I always feel better. It's eliminated headaches for me, leg cramps. It's given me energy. And it's helped elevate my mood. Not to mention that it's definitely played a role with keeping me on track with all the amazing flavors that it has.
Yeah, I mean, the chocolate medley's coming out just in like a day or two on the 29th.
Yay.
So we're looking forward to that. We're like Nilli, we're going to continue to use LMNT. We love it. And if you decide not to, totally get it. But
it's your journey.
I really think what she said there about all the vitriol and the hate, like on Facebook, you just see the people spewing hate toward LMNT. They have put a lot of money into our space, into make awareness for the carnivore diet, the keto. That should say something, So yeah, we just wanted to get this out to you guys. For those of you who follow our channel and wanted our thoughts on it, we got a ton of messages. What do you guys think? So here it is. And thank you to Nilli. She put out this video and she just almost took every single word out of our mouth. Plus, like I said, she had information that we hadn't gotten yet, that, third-party testing on the part of LMNT, that's pretty cool.
And she put it a little more eloquently.
Yeah. Guys, check out our channel. Like I said, if you like the style of our channel, like the vlogs, and you'll definitely dig her channel. So I'll put the link to Indigo Nilli down in the description regarding the maltodextrin down there as well.
Yeah, very nicely done, Nilli. Yeah. You did an amazing job. Thank you.
Yeah. Like I said, it was a blessing because I would have hated to, if Cassie was home, we responded with a video and we didn't have all the information that Nilli had. So excellent job, girl. And guys, thanks for stopping by. We love you. Remember, no sugar, no carbs.
No cheating.
Later.